Ride today. I have a friend visiting he lives in Colorado Springs area. My friend Forrest. He's been out here in Utah on a little week's vacation. He had a timeshare in Park City. So anyway, he was good enough to come down for a day, and we're going to do a little motorcycle riding. And so we went up the Mona Pole Canyon. It's pretty kind of real. It's a Jeep road. It's real, quite steep and loose, chunky. Anyway, it's a fun little ride. Now we're up on the Mount Nebo Loop Road, and here we are at the Mount Nebo Overlook. You can see the big old gal up there.
You know what I forgot to do this last night?
What's that? Oh, you're all right.
I have to remember to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good to see Forrest, and we're going to take a couple of pictures here, and then we're going to go around and then probably hop on a little single track down there. So, talk to you in a bit. Well, here we are on the Summit Trail. It's a single track trail. We had a big fire here a year ago. It really burned a lot of area. This ridge here was kind of like the edge of the fire where they were able to do a fire break, and so that's, I think, why they cut this new trail around the side of the hill here, because the old trail went right up the ridge, and I'm expecting that there's some big logs down. I think they probably put in this new trail here for access. While the fire was on, they probably cut this around here so they could get around and get to the fire. So that's just my guess. But I told Forrest, I said, I think we'll go this way, because I have been this way a week or two ago. I was up here on the horse, rode my dad's old mare, old Houdini. We were on this trail, and I think it took us, I don't know, I forget how long. It might have been like 3 hours on the horse, but we were going pretty easy and taking plenty of breaks. Whereas the like right now, I'm going like 12, 13 miles an hour. So I would think that it'd be less than an hour to get down here. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it's a pretty fun little trail. There's one little point of interest. When I rode the trail the other night, as I got dropping down into the Pole Canyon, I run into 4 hunters, and it was it was dark, and they told me that they could see me coming around that ridge before dark, and they said that there was a bear. They said that I was pretty close to him, probably within 100 yards. They said he was just down there in a patch of berries, foraging on the berries. But yeah, I had no idea. The horse didn't seem to tell me anything. Yeah, this is a nice little trail. I wish they could build more trails like this for motorcycles, for dual sports, because the dual sport riders, they don't really rip things up. They don't ride like they're in an enduro desert race, just full bore out. They're more like enjoying the scenery and enjoying the experience. Anyway, that's my opinion. And also, it seems like to me that the four-wheelers and the side-by-sides seem to tear up the trails more. And it's not that I'm against them at all, but a narrower trail is less impact on an area. You can't really say anything against that. It just is. And then where the four-wheelers and the side-by-sides have the two tires on the axle, and they have like a locked, same as positive traction, straight axle there. Whenever they turn, then it like if they turn left, then they're going to throw stuff out with the right wheel because it's going a larger radius than the inside. But so they just naturally dig holes and throw rocks out, so make it rough. So that being said, that's the end of story on that subject. But anyway, yeah, it would be fun to have more trails like this. Enjoyable for those of us that wish to ride the duals. I assume, if this was a more heavily populated area that I live in, there'd be mountain bikers doing this, But there's just not that many people that live here. A lot of people like to ride close to their home because they can get off work and jump, throw their bike in the truck and head out and unload the bike and go for a ride. So we're just a little bit more remote. But this is a nice little enjoyable trail. And now the very end of this trail where it drops down into Pull Canyon it's pretty darn steep. In fact, if it was any steeper, it would be you probably might just shut your bike off and slide it down there, But I think we'll be all right. It was, I think I come down there years ago. I came down there one time. I think Braden was with me and Chris, I believe. And we just, some of them guys just had their engine off and their bike in gear. Just let the back wheel slide. But it was damp. It had rained, so it was pretty slick. So there's another place where the trail just came right down the ridge there instead of us. We went around the side of the hill. So. Anyway, that's my story. I just had a boat with me and myself, and we voted unanimously that we need more dual sport motorcycle trails. Boy, that's a steep little hill. I'm really missing my left handle rear brake. I haven't been able to get it to work properly. Just can't find the right position to get it in. Plus it needs to be bled right now, so I have to use my foot to run the brake, and so that leaves you with only the other foot's got to be on the peg, or if you sneak a dab in now and then, whatever. But anyway, we made it. Should be smooth sailing from now on, from here down to the road. When I was here the other night, this is where just down below here a little bit is where I met those hunters. And from my, in my mind, remembering from the last time I've been up here, it seemed like it was just a very short distance from the road up to that trough, but it's a little bit farther. At least it surely was in the dark, leading old Houdini. I don't know if it's for distance, I don't know for sure. Maybe it's more like quarter mile down there or something, when I was thinking it was a couple hundred yards. So. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Anyway, it sure is a beautiful day to be up here riding through the old Quakies. I'm glad that I could meet up with Forrest today and go for a little ride. It's been enjoyable. He's riding the that CRF 250L. He quite likes it, but he says, boy, it's so much different than his WR 450. We're thinking that his 450 might be sprung for someone with a little heavier weight, so it's a little stiffer. The CRF 250L, I have added the Olin's aftermarket suspension on the rear, and then I did the modification on the front there, race tack, or you basically add a spring to the other side just to stiffen it up a little bit, because see, that bike only has a spring and the one fork. So, but anyway, doing those mods on that bike really worked well. If Forrest really likes the suspension on that, it's very comfortable. It's softer, yet it stays gripped to the ground, and it doesn't bottom out. So for a dual sport bike, I think it's not a bad setup. So as you can see, that was more than 100 yards or two. Like I was thinking that trough was up just a little ways, but it's more than that. So anyway, we've had enjoyable ride today. No problems. No, knock on wood, tip overs, crashes, or anything. So, but we just been going easy peasy and sightseeing. I stop once in a while because the damn hand of mine goes numb. I suppose I best be getting used to that, because I think it's going to be that way for the rest of my life, because I'm 68 years old, and as long as it doesn't get any worse, I really don't want anybody cutting on me, because I just had, I've talked to people that had a good time with the cut 'em up doctor, and I've talked to people that had horror stories with the cut 'em up doctor. So anything can happen, but as long as it doesn't get any worse than what it is, I know what it is and I can handle it. But all I have to do is, if I'll just rest my hand for a few minutes, then I'm good to go. See, I'm already almost back to good as new, just resting it that much. So as long as we can do that, that's what we're going to do. So anyway, you know what? Forrest and I have got some more plans. We're going to try to go down and then go on a mountain bike ride. So, because Forrest is very avid with mountain biking, and so he's very experienced and knows a lot. And me, I'm a newbie, very newbie. So I'd really like to ride with Forrest, because I'm sure that I could pick up some nice little quick pointers and tricks, and plus, I enjoy it. It's fun to ride any kind of bike. Anything with two wheels is fun to ride. So almost as fun as riding. And then also, Forrest and I are going to try to ride the one wheel. So he has the one wheel XR, and I of course bought that Pint, and I'm not really experienced on it yet. I just haven't had the time to put to be dedicated and ride it every day. And but what I want to do is I'm going to I want to ride that Pint and that XR side by side, and just so I can get the feel of each. And I might opt to switch to the XR because, like they say, the Pint is more maneuverable. That means it's squirrelier, so it's more squirrely. So, you know, for an old fart, you know, maybe I don't need something that's quite that squirrely. So, but we'll make that determination later. But I hope we can fit the time in to go for a little ride. I think we can, but boy, it's hard. I'm just thankful to, you know, I've been waiting for months, ever since I was at Silverton. That was right the last days of August. I've been waiting until now, you know, because I knew that Forrest was coming, and the last week or two, I just couldn't wait. You know, I was counting the days and working twice as hard each day, trying to get my crops in and trying to get all the fourth crop hay up. And luckily, the weather has worked out for us. I was able to get everything. I spent about 5 or 6 hours in the tractor yesterday baling hay. Got them all wrapped up in the bales. So now all I got to do is get them hauled. But I'm not going to do that today. First time downhill. First time downhill.
What'd you think?
It's all right. I just gotta do that a little more often.
Oh, I need to get on that side before I park.
Yeah. Pretty good little trails, huh?
Yeah, that's perfect, I think, for you.
Yeah.
Well, climb and
Yeah.
some rocks and roots, you know, and some nice fun. Sound.
Well, we'll let that dropper post back up, get a higher gear, and see if we can get it rolling here. So that loop was 3.6 miles, is that right? Okay, parking lot to parking lot, 3.5 miles. Yeah, so hey. Anyway, that was fun for me. That was my first time, and it was not as easy as I thought it would be, but you know, I think the just little things you'll get onto, it's like starting out on the hill. It's quite kind of difficult for me. It's kind of a mind thing. You gotta
Great.
yeah, it's fun.
A lot of all the stuff you mentioned are all the things you can
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, that was a fun little ride. I thank Forrest for coming and taking me. Oh, we got a few little pieces of hail on there. The weather is changing, so. Well, here I am with Forrest. Forrest is on my Pint, and I'm on his XR, and we're doing a little like comparison. I am like super newbie. In fact, I think he said I'd only put 7 miles on the Pine. And so I wanted to try the XR to see how much more stable it was. And you know, with me, it's much easier for me. It's just more stable. I can actually stand here. I can back up a little bit. There we go. Anyway, I'm kind of sold. I think I need to get the XR, but maybe we'll see what Mama says. Forrest, he can really make that thing carve. What?
All good?
Yeah. It's you know, just kind of gotta learn to trust the board and relax, you know. Okay, I'll see if I can do the stop the way you're supposed to. So I come to 1 mile an hour and lift my heel up. There we go. I stopped. I did it.
Nice. I heard it flop. So.
Oh, anyway, pretty fun. So, anyway, thanks for riding along with us today. Please like, share, comment if you wish. This is Dr. Dual Sport signing out, and I hope to see you all soon.